Hello children, today I am going to explain to you chapter 3 Responsibilities of a Good Citizen. Now before beginning the lesson, let me ask you few questions and the answer to these questions you are going to find it out, okay? Name the President and the Prime Minister of India. Who is the Chief Minister of the state where you live? Are you aware of the things that the government provides us? Can you imagine a society without a government? Do you know the meaning of public property? Should we respect public property? So, you are going to find out the answers to these questions, okay? Now, when we study history, we learn about our past. By learning about our country's past, we understand and appreciate what our country is today. Learning about our past also helps us to find out ways to make our country strong and a better place to live in. Do you know that each one of us plays an important role in our country's future? Let us learn how to become responsible citizens for the betterment of our country. Now, people living in a particular country are called its citizens. We live in India, so we are called citizens of India. This part is important. You can underline it. We can contribute towards the progress and development of our country by being good citizens. How can you become a good citizen? To become good citizens, we must learn about our government, our rights, duties, and responsibilities towards our country. We learn all these when we study civics. So, what we are going to study in civics? How to become a good citizens. We learn about our government, our rights, duties, and responsibilities towards our country. Next, the study of civics also develops our civic sense. Civic sense is not only about keeping the public property clean, but it also about following rules, respecting others, and behaving in a proper manner in public places. Now, the government is elected by the people. The primary duty of a government is to provide us with certain facilities that make our life more safe and comfortable. Our government works according to the rules laid down by the Constitution of India. So, this is new to you. What is Constitution of India? The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. The document lays down the framework democratic fundamental political code, structure, procedures, powers, and duties of government institutions and sets out fundamental rights, directive principles, and the duties of citizens. The Constitution was written on 26th November 1949 and was made the center of law in 26th January 1950. This is not given in your book, but I have tried to explain it so that it becomes easy for you to understand. Now, why do we have rules? Can you imagine if there were no traffic rules? There would be chaos on the roads. To prevent accidents, we have traffic rules. Rules are necessary for our well-being. We live in a society. We must learn to live peacefully. If each person decides to do what he or she thinks is right, there would be chaos. Therefore, the Constitution of India has laid down certain rules which we have to follow. These rules tell us what is right and what is wrong. When all the people accept these rules as a necessity to live peacefully in a society, they become the basis of rights for everyone. Rights always come with duties. We cannot enjoy rights without fulfilling our duties. Rights and duties are interlinked. The Constitution of India has laid down certain rules that remind us of our duties towards the country. We can be responsible citizens if we carry out the duties as laid down by the Constitution of India. So, let's see. India is a democratic country. In a democratic country, the government is elected by the people during elections. It is the duty of each citizen who is 18 years old or above to cast his or her vote to elect a government. So children, when you will be 18 years old, you will be able to cast your vote. Now, the government provides us with a number of services to make our life more comfortable. Some of these services are hospitals, schools, transport,